Hey critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Hey critics, you know what time it is. It's time to take a critical review of Jenna and Sheinelle's February 19th episode. You know, of course we will. But first, let's get into the fits, baby. Jenna wore a long sleeve, like a brown shirt combo. Her shirt was giving like sailor silk top, like Sheinelle's was like an episode or two ago when she basically wore that navy top that I talked about. Y'all remember? Her skirt was basically like, it was leather looking. Every time I think of leather, I think of sweater weather. They didn't even say nothing about the leather, but it just makes me think about that. She also had some cute like slip-ins with like a cute chunky block heel. They actually look pretty good on her. I see you, Jenna. Jenna was rocking it today. Sheinelle was in white, looking angelic, baby. She had like a long white pleated skirt with like black pinstripes, but they was basically strategically placed in the pleats. She also had some red lips. I love a red lip. In real life, like, I feel like a fresh, moisturized, shiny, clean face, no makeup, throw on a red lip and some sexy sunglasses and the sunglasses, like, that really complements the shape of your face. Shut up and drive, right? Girl, you looking good. You looking good, okay? The ladies also wore yellow ribbons again today. If you don't know, as of February the 19th, 2026, their co-anchor of today's show, Savannah Guthrie, is still searching for her missing mom, Nancy Guthrie. Still no trace of her yet. Let's get into the round table topics, y'all. The first topic was actually Jennifer Garner, who Jenna was also dressed like today. I thought that was interesting. I wonder if they just kind of did all that on purpose. But Jennifer was recently on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and they talked about the fact that she used to babysit his daughter, who is now 30. But what I actually thought about, they went into this whole babysitting thing, but what I really thought about, honestly, was probably the movie that she did, 13 Going on 30. I actually went to the movies to see that movie. But in the process of talking about her experience on The Late Show, that led basically Jenna to talk about her babysitting gig growing up. And also Sheinelle realizing that as a kid, their mom was she realized basically that there was a kid and her mom that was outside of the Today studio. Just kind of looking in, because they're in New York. So in New York, where their studio is, they basically, if you watch the show, you can see the real people in the background, basically on the street that are walking by. So the young lady and her mama must have come up, and I don't know if they surprised Sheinelle, but she saw them. And when she saw them, she got a little bit distracted. But the kid was not a kid anymore. Come to find out that Sheinelle used to babysit that kid. And that kid was now, at that time, very grown, saying like 25, 20 something, I don't know, something like that. So I guess that kind of led them into talking about the Babysitters Club. And baby, when they started talking about the Babysitters Club, I lost it because I love that entire series, the ones that was available, because they had a whole lot of them, but they wasn't all available at my school, because I specifically read this probably when I was in elementary. The Babysitters Club, yeah, say hello to your friends. They had a show too. Do y'all remember the show? Say hello. They had a little theme song. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see if I can remember. Say hello to your friends, Babysitters Club. Say hello to the people who... I didn't love their theme song. They probably should have asked me to make it. Or that Dr. Pepper girl. They should have asked her to make the theme song. But it wasn't a bad theme song. But I loved it when they actually came out with the movies. But it brought back some memories. We used to have this program in elementary called ARP program. It stood for Accelerated Reader Program, and there would be all these incentives for reading and like passing a certain amount of like book tests. And then at the end of the year, you basically like the top 50 or the top 20, forgive me on the number, I don't remember if they took like the top 25 of us, but they basically took the top students that got the top ARP points for reading and passing the tests. They took us to Astroworld. Y'all. So I got to go to Astroworld a lot, actually, as a kid, growing up. But it didn't feel like it was enough. I'll admit that. Because when you were growing up, you'd be like, I want to go to whatever it is that sounds like it's fun that's not at the house. The ladies also spoke about LeBron James, who recently had to give up a few indulgences due to a sciatic injury. He gave up y'all cookies and wine, and then that kind of led them into. If y'all heard the way Sheinelle was talking about LeBron James, what she thought his cookies would feel like and be, she said that she thought they would be soft and gooey, and I was like, stop, Sheinelle. She stopped herself, though. She stopped herself. They then started talking about, of course, Lent, and giving up things as a sacrifice. I'm not sure if they said regardless of if you're religious or not, but I'll just add that part on there. Sheinelle is going to try for wine. I think she said initially she was trying to do that whole dry January. She said that didn't work, so then she thought she would bring it into February. And Jenna says she's actually going to try like not overdoing it like with their phones at night, and that's when Sheinelle chimed in and said, okay, I think I'm going to do that. So I think that they're actually going to go for that. So shout out to anybody who is, on their Lent journey. Good for you. Good for you. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice. But when you are doing something, in my opinion, that really does register with your spirit, it just makes sense, okay? Ariana Davis, was on the show for a segment called The Feed, which is a lot of hot topics, if you ask me. She started with the Lunar New Year, and this is apparently the year of the fire horse. This year is about moving forward in progress, says Ariana. She also shared with Sheinelle and Jenna sort of their horoscopes, I believe it was. And then, of course, they could not stay off the topic of America's Next Top Model. It is still a hot topic out there. Y'all did more than a couple of uploads on this topic, and I'm going to link it below. I also want to say, though, I'm probably not done talking about it. I still have to upload the Sherry Shepherd review that I did for the Today Show. I have not forgotten about that. But she had the judges on her show, and she had a chance to talk to them. And by the judges on the show, it's the judges that was actually a part of the documentary, that just came out, the 3-part series that's out right now that everybody's talking about. One of the things, though, that she really did focus in on was the stroke that the judge, Miss J, suffered. And I will say that I was able to get some clarification on the communication that Tyra had with Miss J. And apparently Tyra did reach out to Miss J. I think even prior to, you know what? Let me not verify that. I want y'all to just stay tuned. I am going to, when I do the Sherry episode, I'll be sure to play that clip in there. All right. So let's move on now, y'all, to the guests. Okay. Aldis Hodge and Muscles McGee. That's somebody on TikTok called him that. He was a guest on the show, looking nice. He shared that he coached with Anthony Anderson for the basketball All-Star game. I also heard that the All-Star game had a new format this year and was actually televised. Switch it up, why don't you? And while there have been some, I know some of the negative feedback that I saw actually about the All-Star game and people not being there. But if this is the first time that y'all have officially televised it, I would say keep this format for a few more years, improve it. And hopefully you'll be able to get a good return on your investment. But the fact that it was televised, I heard that was a lot different than what it's been in the past. So yeah, Aldis stars in a new show called Cross, and he plays the role of Alex Cross, who is a fictional. He ain't no financial nothing, y'all. He's a fictional forensic psychologist and Washington D.C. detective. It's also a book that was published back in 1993 by author James Patterson. So yeah, he is starring in that. I don't know if he was too excited about it, but the ladies bragged on him about being a heartthrob. However, Sheinelle reminded us that he married. Thank you, Sheinelle, girl. Thank you, Sheinelle, girl. Thank you, girl. Let's now take a listen to the interview that he actually did on the show, and let's critique this clip from the show.
You should watch. Take a look.
I watched Cross on Prime. Last night, the first 3 episodes dropped for season 2, and I was distracted the entire time. Aldis Hodge looks too damn good in season 2. In one episode, he was just wearing this tight shirt, and it's just muscles. Just Muscles McGee.
Muscles McGee. Muscles.
So y'all heard where I got the Muscles McGee from. Yeah, a young lady on TikTok just kind of went in on how good he was looking. And of course the ladies played the clip as well. But let's continue on and hear what actually he had to say about it.
McGee. Do you care if Sheinelle and I call you Muscles McGee from now on?
I'm Muscles McGee.
Wait, look at that. Look behind
behind us. That's Muscles McGee. That's what
Was
she's
that
talking
the
about.
episode she was talking about? I
Probably.
believe those triceps.
I'm gonna tell you, our showrunner Ben Watkins, who created the show, he did that on purpose. Okay, he did that. He specifically said, "Watch, I'm gonna do this. Watch what
Well, you
happens."
know what? It was very well received. You've become this heartthrob. I mean, you recognize that, though, right? I was saying every time you're on the show, my phone's like, zzz, zzz. I'm like, y'all, he's married. Like, no, stop it. Stop blowing
Your
up the
friends
phone.
are like, set me up.
Yeah, everybody's like, what's he like, girl? You know, I'm like, he's married.
Well, the thing
Yeah, he ain't going to Sheinelle house.
is, when you've been a heartthrob for so long. No, this is all new territory for me. I'm a nerd. I didn't come up. I wasn't the man that had all the ladies and the attention. I had to earn mine. Okay, I had to work hard. So this is very, very
Enjoy
new for
it.
me.
You know what? You didn't peak too soon. That's what I said.
No, but me and the missus, we just sit home. We kind of laugh about
Does she
it.
think it's hilarious?
Yeah, oh yeah, first of all, she's a great human being. She's very confident. She's gorgeous. She's very strong in who she
love
is.
that.
That's what I love about her. But we just have fun because sometimes people be real out of pocket in the
Really?
DMs.
Oh, I didn't even think about
I'ma
that.
tell you,
Oh, they're sliding into the DMs hoping.
People get real brave about these comments, and I'm like I can see, like your name is. We see you.
They shoot
The
their shot.
whole world see you.
See, that's what.
So he just was kind of explaining there, not only about the fact that people can be real brave when it comes to the DMs, but he also talked about the fact that his wife, he bragged on her, talked about how confident, how beautiful she is. And then he also talked about how much fun they have and how they just really kind of laugh about it. So he definitely embraced the fact that the ladies, called him a heartthrob, but he also made sure to compliment his wife as well. So good looking out. I didn't realize that he's been acting since he was like 3. He said his mom was always on sets with them. So he said that they never really had any issues. And his first gig, y'all, was on one of my most memorable childhood shows ever, Sesame Street. Not only Sesame Street, y'all, but also Reading Rainbow. I didn't get a chance to sing the theme song that time, but that's also one of my favorite theme songs is like the Reading Rainbow theme song, the butterfly in the sky. Like, it's so, like, when you hear that song, it's like, I don't know, it's empowering. Take a look, it's in the book, a reading rainbow, Yes, anyway, and then she empowers it and she says, I can fly anywhere. Yeah, anyway. Check out the new show. It's called Cross. It's starring Aldis Hodge. It's on Prime right now. And then cookbook author Danielle Cartez, she's competing on a new reality show called Next Level Chef, and she stopped by the show teaching the ladies how to cook smashed potatoes and pork chops. Well, they call them pork chops. I'm just saying, baby, pork chops, because that's how we say it. They also boil the potatoes in milk. That's something that the cook Danielle, she's an author, by the way. She was saying that she boiled the potatoes in milk. And I heard that's a pro tip. That's what she said. Today, Jenna was actually the tester. Typically I'd be talking about Sheinelle. She'd be at the end getting ready to test the food. Today it was actually Jenna. She went straight to the finished product. Well, that's not true. She actually did the smashing of the potatoes first. Then they did the pork chops, which it seemed like Sheinelle was kind of in-ish on that. There was some thick pork chops, baby. These was not no little pork chops, These was not no little bitty pork chop. These was some pork chops. I don't know if y'all are testing her, testing like the cookbook author Danielle, because she's on the reality show right now, but I think she passed the test. She did a very good job for it to be live TV. All of the things. The ladies also loved the food. Like, they couldn't even stop eating. So good for you, and good luck, Danielle Cartez. One of my favorite highlights on the show today was the West Powelton Steppers. They were on the show. Y'all, they are the official drum squad for the NBA 76ers. It all started, y'all, back in 1991 when 4 girls from the neighborhood presented an idea to Mrs. Elsie Wise. Seeing that there was a need for the youth in the area to have a safe space to spend time after school, instead of fighting, she began the West Powelton Steppers and Drum Squad. The program not only taught stepping and drumming, but it also instilled discipline, respect, and pride in the community. They have since expanded, and this is their story.
In West Philadelphia, familiar familiar sights and sounds represent the heartbeat and rich culture of the city. This is the West Powelton Steppers and Drum Squad.
One thing about Philadelphia is either you're hot or you're not.
Woven deeply into the community, this is one of the city's most beloved drill teams and drum lines.
I always tell my kids, my members, if you believe the dream, you'll become the dream.
This dream began as a safe alternative for kids when inner city music and art programs were limited.
It started back in June of 1991. My grandmother decided to start a community drill team where she was teaching young ladies how to step and young men how to drum.
Antoine's grandmother placed a set of sticks in his hands when he was just 11 years old.
I asked her what I'm supposed to do with these sticks. She told me to figure it out. So I guess 35 years later, we figured it out.
So I am so glad that they actually came on the show and actually performed. I'm not sure how good the volume was there, so my sincere apologies if it was a little low. But the good thing is I've actually linked it in the show notes, not only the performance, but I also wanted to go ahead and link the website as well. They have a very powerful, strong story, with Mrs. Elsie. And I just think that it's something that should be highlighted. I also want to just give a shout out and just say, thank you for having something so powerful, specifically during Black History Month, okay? Also, Mark Elwood was on the show talking great getaways, that was inspired by movies and more. And if you cannot get enough of the guests on the show today, let me provide a few resources that can be found on Hoopla, a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. Aldis Hodge is and the new, of course, Alex Cross. However, his movie Brian Banks is available on Hoopla, and it also stars Sherry Shepherd. Catch it? While she was not a guest on the show, they mentioned Jennifer Garner, whose movie Llama Llama is available, and one of my favorite throwback movies on Hoopla is called 13 Going on 30. The ladies also mentioned the Babysitters Club series, which is also available on Hoopla. That's a little bit of a side note, y'all. And friendly reminder, I know Sheinelle will discuss it, but her book called Through Mom's Eyes is the book that Sheinelle interviews celebrities, mothers about raising successful kids. She had an ulterior motive. She said she wanted to bring all wisdom to bear on raising her own 3 children. The book is set to release on April the 14th, and I've already placed it on hold via Libby, a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. As a reminder, here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced from our public libraries. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today and to read all of Jenna's book club recommendations. For access to the full YouTube episode of Today with Jenna and Sheinelle, check out the show notes in the description box. And we are hosting Vlogmas in honor of Black History Month, and we'll release a video every day in the month of February 2026. We are also using this as a kickoff to 1,000 subscribers, so tell a critic of a critic to subscribe, baby. And also be sure to subscribe to our backup channel, Hey Critics, also linked in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.